So now I'm standing down by where the new batch plant is going. The staff houses are in my background there. As I swing around, you'll see the road that is in front of our property. As you come all the way around, you'll see the top of the masonry wall and the backfill we've been hauling in. We've hauled in about 30 truckloads of fill. And there's our hoppers. We've set the hoppers in place, and we have went ahead and assembled the conveyor. I'll get another angle on this. So now I'm standing down at the lower edge of our casting slab. Behind me, way in the back, is the staff houses and the retaining wall, and you can see the hoppers up there. And as I swing around, you'll be able to see the casting pad here. This is where we'll be casting our wall panels. The little conveyor system you see in the background will actually go over here into this notch in the retaining wall and goes under where the hoppers are. So the hoppers will be calibrated. We can actually load them by hand. There'll be sand on one side and rock on the other. And then the back side is cement. So we'll actually measure the sand and cement and gravel. Then we will dump the hopper onto the conveyor, which will take it up and dump it into the concrete truck, which will then mix the concrete. Then we'll swing around, and this will, where I'm standing now, we'll have form work for our concrete wall panels to cast the panels for our house. Once we cast a set of panels, we let them sit for 7 days. Then we could move them and store them, and we could actually cast 2 small houses at a time, or 1 big one. We're going to be casting fence panels over. Actually, I'm walking over where we'll be casting the fence panels. We're going to be casting them right on the ground, but we go ahead and we put a layer of gravel down first, and then that will be the finish on the wall panels. The fence panels actually have a gravel finish. I'll take a picture of what they'll look like. So in the background here is the container. We'll have all of our tilt-up supplies, all of our form materials, our bond breaker, our lift hardware. Everything is right there at the end of the slab, so we'll be able to roll it out. We want to set this up like an assembly line, like a factory, where we'll produce these panels. And our classes on concrete place and finish, they will use the panels to teach them how to place and finish concrete. I've repeated myself several times, but it's like playing a musical instrument. You actually have to practice on a musical instrument to learn how to play it. You can't just study music. And the same with pouring concrete. You have to actually pour concrete and finish it to learn the best way to finish it and place concrete. So this is actually a sample test panel we did to determine which type of rock we want to use on the finish of our security fences. So if you could imagine, you place down on the ground 1.5 inches of sand, then you spread a layer of clean gravel, the type of gravel you want, on the sand. Then you put in your rebar and pour your concrete over the back of it. When you pick it up out of the sand bed, you have a structural concrete wall and then a nice rock finish on it. This is another rock we tried, and you do test panels to see what type of rock and spacing and size of rock you want to use. So this was another test panel. We'll use them for paperweights now. So we have our little concrete mixer. It goes on the back of that L8000 truck, a 3.5 yard. It's all ready to go. Jeff needs to lengthen the frame about 30 inches. So that's the mixer, the water tank. We have all the pieces. We'll be installing that on the truck here in the next 30 days or so. So we're making good progress.